Hello, and welcome to Final Show Films. I'm John, or Senstaku, as you might know me on Twitter, the executive producer here, and I just want to thank you for watching. It really means a lot to us that people watch, listen to, and enjoy our shows. If you want to help us keep making these shows as fun and lively as they can be, please join your fellow fans in supporting us at our Patreon page at patreon.com/fsfilms or by subscribing to our Twitch channel, twitch.tv/finalshowfilms. It really means a lot to us that the amount of you who do support us continue to do so, especially our $25 plus tier supporters on Patreon. Antitonic, Cat Waterflame, Samantha Bates, Maureen Monty, and Gravity Alexander. Every little bit helps, so thank you to all of our patrons and subs. Check us out on Twitter at Final Show Films and on our website at www.finalshowfilms.com for updates, go-live notifications, and more. We love interacting with you, so feel free to tweet at us or email us at finalshowfilms@gmail.com. That being said, please relax and enjoy. We're live. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Gran, Terra, Shadowfront, Episode 8, Payday. I'm John, the Game Master. We've established a connection to the most stable ingest server I could find, which isn't saying much, but if it's impossible for you to watch live on Twitch, or if you're watching the VODs on Twitch, we are doing a local recording that should be less shitty. So that'll go up on YouTube after we're done here, just so everyone's aware. I'm John, I'm the Game Master. I'm joined today by William.
Hi, I'm William, and I'm playing Valdez Stonebeard, the Dwarven Samurai, and if I'm going back in time to kill a god, it's going to be Loki, because he causes literally every problem in mythology.
And Jeremy.
Hi, my name is Jeremy. I am playing Ariel, a smart gunslinger, and I would go back in time to kill was it Apophis from the Dawn of X book, Fallen Angels, because then Fallen Angels wouldn't have to happen, and we would have only good Dawn of X books.
And Mara.
Hey, I'm Mara, and I'm playing Titania Valkorian, a Ladrin Druid princess, and I would kill Odin because then I feel like I would get some sort of power at some point. That feels like that's how that works, and I'm into that.
And Aaron.
Hey, I'm Aaron, and if I were going to time travel and kill a god, I would probably have to go with Terra, because of the same reason as Loki. All of the problems are caused by this situation. And I'm playing Carolina, who's a human barbarian, and I remembered that part of my intro.
And Jack.
Hey everybody, I'm Jack. I'm playing Gent Minar, the half-elf spellslinger, and I'm going back in time to murder Zeus, because if Zeus isn't there, Hera's motivation for doing all that shit is probably fairly diminished.
That's
Legit.
true.
And Cody.
I'm Cody. I'm playing Ithram Volar, the Hobgoblin War Wizard, and if I'm gonna time travel and kill a god, I'll kill Apollo and take that chariot and just.
Who dare you snipe my god?
Oh, mean.
And Nikki.
Sneaky, and I'm a goblin. My name is Scuzz, and I'm gonna have to kill Cody now. Bye.
The only person who told us in advance who she was going with.
I honestly was not paying attention. I'm sorry.
And if I had to go back in time and kill a god, it would be Ptolemy. Not because Ptolemy is a god, but because he's as close to a god as any of the other people you guys listed. And also he's the reason why we have the Zodiac, so fuck him. It would also permanently wipe Ophiuchus. It would also permanently wipe Ophiuchus from the global lexicon, which I would approve of.
I mean, I could see wanting to wipe that out.
Yeah, I'm with Jeremy on the that's an odd choice category, but you do
weird flex, but okay.
Here's the other fun fact. Unlike all the people you guys listed, I'd actually be able to kill him.
I can absolutely kill Apophis. I just have to go back and tear up a comic book before it goes to print.
Bring a shredder.
Make sure that somebody references it in another book, though, so that you know.
Oh no, killing Loki is as simple as walking up to who is it, Freya, and saying, "Yeah, he's gonna kill your kid."
Anyways, the group of the Steelhearts, the mercenary band, last week finished off a bunch of were rodents, of a wide variety, turns out, and found the exploded remains of the bandits they were after because they had very poorly trapped a door, which the Steelhearts then untrapped helpfully in their faces. They gathered up bits and pieces of the were-rats and the bandits and proceeded to exit the sewers, where we will pick up as you all climb back out of the sewer entrance that was being guarded currently by the Foundry guards.
I will note, because I said it at the end of last session, Valdeth does request Titania to help rebind as we're about to leave the sewers.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll do that. How filthy are we right now? I'm just curious.
Pretty filthy.
Okay.
Like
I'd say there's probably a somewhat pungent remain around all of us.
on
There
a
were many explosions and also sewer and
Yep.
also were-rat.
on a
Acid.
on a scale of 1 to 10, you're at a 15 right now.
Okay. Cool.
You're still amazing.
How are you?
Just saying.
I hate you.
You have Disney princess
hate
hair.
me
How
too.
dare you?
I hate you too, to be fair.
You have my hair, which is weird. Yes, you Valdeth gets rebound like a book that had its spiraling pulled out.
Dude that hit on a girl after she just got broken up with.
And you all leave the sewers. There is a distinct stiffening of faces as you approach the guards, which you are very easily able to tell is they're trying to not pull a face at the smell. But
Do any of them have like a rag hanging off a belt or anything like that?
no.
Valdeth like looks at them all pulling that face. Yeah, aren't you glad we went down there and not you?
There's a sort of that true like expression and nod on the faces, and you are paid out 150 gold for the proof of death that you provide.
See, it's the opposite scene of Spirited Away, where he just drops a filthy gold on his hands. Just
So you are
It's about 20 apiece.
21.4.
So 21 gold, 4 copper.
4 silver.
Yeah, 21 gold, 4 silver, 2 copper each, and there's 1 copper left over.
1, 2, and what? 4? Sure.
I don't want an extra copper. Like trying to offload pennies.
Give it to Scuzz. Give it to Scuzz. Give it to Scuzz.
Penny Joe.
Yeah. We should get back and get clean. This is not
This is disgusting.
Yep.
There is a malodorous cloud wafting through the city as you make your way back to the Steelhearts, to the Steelhearts garrison.
Jump in like a river or something.
You could.
You know what? Yeah, fuck it. No, Discuss
Would that
absolutely jumps in a river. Just jumps in real quick, shakes it off, and he's like, okay.
Yeah, no, there is one large river that goes through the middle of the city. So
I want to try that. I don't know if
seems
this will...
like. Sorry, Aaron and politics.
No. It's super bad, but it's a goblin. He doesn't know better.
it's also flowing out, and you're on the lowest tier, so it's it's not going to be in the city much longer.
Nope.
And it's already got, 9 levels worth of effluent in it already. What's a little more gonna do?
Yeah.
That was my point, but yeah.
So you jump into the water and get soaked. Now there's a wet malodorous cloud.
Oh, that doesn't.
You know the smell of wet
It's
trash.
a wet dog. It's wet
Like-
dog.
Yeah, it's
Like,
worse.
rather than you went from regular trash to wet trash.
I was gonna say it's the difference between regular alley trash and alley trash at the beach.
God.
So the smell,
in the-
I
the
didn't
smell
know
has
that was a good metaphor, but I do understand it.
the smell has changed. Is what we're saying.
I like to think that Scuzz jumps in the water and comes back out, and where Scuzz jumps in the water, about 15 feet downstream, that just like 3 fish just belly up.
So Valeth looks over at Ithram. So that prestidigitation spell you mentioned at one point.
Never seemed useful before. Now I understand.
I am going to keep just doing druid craft at myself. Because it's not a big spell. I can't it can't affect a big area. But you can create an instantaneous harmless sensory effect like a smell, it says. So just
You're just
the
deodorizing
flowers.
your nose.
yeah.
Just like
Uh-huh.
constantly casting deodorant, basically.
Yep. Burst out here with the fresh air because then I notice it.
You also notice a lot of people are making way for the adventurers that have the smell preceding them at this point. But eventually, you get back to the
This, my
Steelheart's
friends,
house.
is the smell of success.
Feeling
Yeah,
our housekeeper is going to get a bit upset.
They're gonna have to put down trash bags and walk us to the bathroom.
What's a trash bag?
Bag for trash.
That's not what buckets are for.
Buckets were
Why would you step in a bucket? Unless you wanted to murder him, which that is an expression. Anyway.
I have questions.
I thought that was kicking, but okay.
Bath.
I
Bath.
just like that the murder expression is somehow interacting your foot with a bucket. That's it. That's all that matters.
I don't
Except
care.
if
I'll
you
wait
go-
for all of
don't-
you to
don't
go.
be-
Something foot and bucket.
Yeah, no offense, but I will shoot you in the foot if I can't get a bath first.
See?
Does Gent know of any public bathhouse?
Your hair
They're-
is
they're-
perfect
in the area.
now. Why do you need
There
to
are
smell?
indeed
I
public
smell
baths.
like literal shit.
Yes, for the rest of us.
Yes.
Episode.
There are indeed public baths in the area.
Gent is going to make it very clear to everybody that that's where he is heading.
Oh, that's a good idea, actually. Then we won't track it into the house.
Yes.
We only have the one tub.
It's true.
Sure,
I think
works
this-
for me.
All right. I am springing for a private bathroom for all of us for obvious reasons.
Perfect.
Yeah, you can buy. So public baths are unisex. They don't have any like gendered deviations or separations. But you can get a private room rather than a public one. They're very Greek. You know, it's just very this open
But
air.
if you don't gender the bats, how
thing.
do you have the comedy anime scene where someone climbs over the wall?
You have a different city. Because in Taram, most people don't give a shit.
Do you identify as a witch or do you identify as a berserker? That's the two sides. Pick your locker.
Reindeer look.
Other cities are far more modest about their bodies, but in Taram, no one really gives a shit. But yes, you can get a private thing. And again, it's sort of an elevated open air bath. This is this sort of place. It costs you 5 gold for the lot for a private bath, for a private area.
Gent will cover that.
Okay, sure. I was going to offload my 50 silver to get rid of some coin weight, but
It's a elevated square building, white polished marble with a bathing area, and then actually like sort of the like soaking area. So you clean yourself over here, and then you actually get into the water, and just soak for a while. It's very warm. The water is all heated from Taram. In addition to the massive mining cavity that it sits on, Taram also sits on several geothermic hotspots. And so basically nearby each one of them, there is a natural hot spring, air quotes, in that it's natural. It's from a natural source, but they deviated it around to be a building.
It's almost like having a god as the founder of your city has some benefits where they get to take all of the best geological features.
But and so that's basically what this is. It's been routed up in the heat from this geothermic hotspot has been routed up into the building and is channeled into the hot tubs to make a fairly nice but evenly heated open air bath, which you can all scrub down and then soak in. And if you don't want to, and any that don't can go back to the house.
So clean.
Nope. Immediately, just I want to be clean.
Carolina,
Much better.
Carolina will let the more aggressive bathers take first crack at the wash and will definitely wait.
I feel like it's
I'm
probably
sorry,
enough wash for
Best
everyone.
term for it.
It's a great term.
Aggressive.
Aggressive.
Aggressive bathers. Yes, you are all able to.
Ghent washes only with Scottish spring.
Which is weird,
with a
considering that there's no Scottish means nothing in this world.
Yeah, it's made of sand and glass.
Because Carolina has hair that, when braided, goes past her butt. She's not short, so she has a lot of hair that needs washing.
Do you need extra hands?
No, I'm fine.
Okay.
All of you are in the bath, and Carolina is still washing her hair.
Look,
Yeah,
it takes
sexy
time.
It's
Rapunzel.
faster with
It's
help.
basically a Rapunzel situation.
If it's ritualistic, I'm not going to
Kind of
do
big.
that.
Let me make a check. Sorry.
No. Love it.
Does this bathhouse offer technical assistance?
We're not getting it because we
No.
have a person who does not want anyone to see them.
No, they don't.
Okay, then never mind.
You have to go to the red light district for that.
Gotcha. Makes sense.
Oh, God.
Red Dead Redemption scene. Sorry. Yeah, Carolina will try to avoid it for a while and then actually take off the bandages that cover that essentially play the role of a tube top. None of you have probably seen before the full tattoo. It looks like a geometric, almost like geometric squares in the shape of a person who seems to be carrying something. Yeah, but like actually with that part covered, it's very hard to tell if it's of anything at all.
Did it
If those
hurt?
sentences make sense.
I'll ask.
It was excruciating. Why?
I'm just curious. I've never gotten a tattoo.
I haven't either. At least not the kind you're thinking about.
Wait.
But if you
Look.
are thinking about that kind, I can recommend a couple good artists.
Ooh, maybe. But what do you mean? Not because that. What? How did you get that then? I don't understand.
It's magic. it's not a tattoo or the form of magical tattoo that you can acquire around here. I assume Jim may be wrong.
It is. You can get magical tattoos, but it's not like it. And none of them are like this.
Yeah. Okay.
Also, we just had a bot spamming us in chat, telling us how to find our stream to real viewers.
Seems real.
Yeah, we sure did.
Sorry, I distracted you from bot smashing.
No, it's fine. It's been banned.
And
Is that related to why you don't like magic?
Yes, it is. Stunning observations from what I am sure is Lady Titan's extensive and well, oath of knowledge.
Casually while cleaning. So, would it happen to be related, since this does seem to be a bit of a running theme, to any sort of resurrection or reincarnation or any such thing? Look, some of ours are out, so I might as well just clear the table, shall we?
John, can I use my... I'm not telling everyone this right now, just to clarify for the
Legit.
viewers that what I learned from this role may or may... It is a ruling on your part if I can invoke my dubious knowledge feature for the purpose of determining that. The part that lets me roll a
Yeah.
roll
Yeah, sure.
and maybe get weird knowledge from it.
Sure.
I assume that would be Arcana?
Yeah, it'd be an Arcana roll.
Okay. So I roll with advantage, and if I fail, I get some false, some true information. $23.
As far as you're aware, no, it is not the result of being resurrected.
There's no element of that to what I'm... to the process, probably. There's definitely necromancy because there's everything, but resurrection and reincarnation specifically wouldn't matter. Maybe.
Fair enough.
So, after we're done here, are we going to try and pick up one of these other jobs that Koenig offered us?
Well, I know that our wizard has a particular one in mind, Valdez says as she sort of like leans down and soaks in. And Valdez hair also comparatively not so much because height disparity, but also while up in a ponytail, not braided, mind you, but still, while up in a ponytail also reaches past her butt. So let down is sort of pooling around her in the wash, in the bath, as it sort of floats on the surface.
It be, I don't know how everybody else is feeling, but might it be worth, sleeping first?
Absolutely.
I was simply thinking of making sure that we were in possession of the job before someone else takes it out from under us.
That's true.
It's not unfair.
But yes, there was... Well, there was the one that was simply a delivery to the Arcanum Magisterium. Something? Mysterium Magister?
Arcanum
Arcana
Mysterium.
Mysterium. Yes.
That one.
Do we have to?
It will help our wizard out if he can get contacts over there to learn this fancy new magic.
And my sister's there. I'm gonna say hello.
Oh, exciting.
Plus, we will be paid.
And it's a delivery job. It's nothing too major.
Huzzah. Family.
First words.
Yes, I do know that's sort of a bad omen to put out there, but still.
I was going to say, you didn't have to say that.
And we could maybe find other jobs there for a while. I don't know. See what happens.
This is true.
But
After being coated in the shit of this city for a good half an hour, I think I'd like to get out of this city for a bit.
it's fair. Do you want to go? Well, I have to do I know how long it would take to get a binder for Valdeth? Or would that be something where I can like pick it off a shelf? The measurements.
Have you ever bought one before?
Yes, I have.
Typically, it's not something you just buy off a shelf. It's something that in the city there are some that you could potentially, but most of the time you're going to want to get it sized.
Okay.
And particularly for
That'd probably
Valdeth, you're
take
going to
longer
want to
than
get
a day.
one size. Yeah, probably a little bit longer than a day, depending on what kind of thing it is.
Okay.
Correct me if I'm wrong. You also had the idea that your
Yeah,
one
my
of your
cousin.
sisters might
cousin.
know cousins.
Yep. I have a
Adrian?
lot of relatives.
Yeah, Deirdre, who you know is far better endowed than her armor suggested.
Yep. What time of day is it right now?
It's mid-afternoon.
Yeah, okay. So we could see about getting you set up, Bella, before we go? Or, I don't know, we could just go back to the house. Yeah, let someone know, or Koenig know that we're picking up the Arcanum job, and then tomorrow on the road again.
I'll swing back by the Forgotten Night then and check in to make sure that one hasn't been claimed and put our names down for it.
I will go with there is something I may be able to find on the way. I need to find a new spellbook that is a bit hardier when subjected to such conditions.
Right.
There's a smell emanating from Ithram's spellbook over on one corner.
Yeah, big thing.
That's some absorbent fucking paper there.
Despite my best efforts, this smell will not disappear.
Again, that spell you mentioned. Might want to look into it.
Yeah, eventually, maybe.
All I'm saying is this is going to be a recurring theme until you learn the spell, and then it'll all go away and you'll never need to use the spell at all.
How magic works.
That's how life works.
Fair. All right, well, I'm ready to go. I stand up, begin getting dressed again.
Carolina has barely finished combing hair.
Well, anybody who needs to linger, we're all paid up, so I'll be off doing magic things, I suppose.
Yes.
Glances over at Ithram in that sort of, you good to
Yep.
go?
Yeah, he's ready. He's packing up and he's setting the spellbook into its satchel.
Cool. So yeah,
think-
we'll head out to do that then.
I think I'm going to hang around for a bit longer. It's been ages since I've been able to do anything like this.
Okay, I'll let you know what she says.
So some of you are staying in the baths, soaking in the warm water. Some of you are going to the Forgotten Night, and one of you is going to a cousin. Anybody else breaking off? All right. We'll start with Gent and Ithram.
I'm going with them.
You're going with them? Okay.
Yeah.
Gent, Ithram, and Ariel.
Okay.
So you guys break away, head off, get out, get dressed, dry off. Get out, dry off, get dressed.
I was gonna say, your order is strange there.
Order is correct.
Yeah, it's
You're right.
important.
Rearrange. And head out. Are you heading straight to the Forgotten Night first? Or are you stopping by a market first, or what are you looking for?
Probably straight to the Forgotten Night because Gent is concerned that somebody else will get this job.
Yeah,
before we
we'll go
do.
there first.
All right. So once again, you find the fairly unremarkable exterior of the Forgotten Night. This intentionally vague-looking bar that is designed for, if you know it's there, you know it's there. But if not, then it's very easy to pass over. It's a really good place for the. It's one of those sort of initiation rituals for griffs in the city, whereas like once you've been introduced to the Forgotten Knight, you're truly a Griffin of Taram. Push open the door, walk inside. Again, there is that darkened atmosphere, people talking, a couple of different mercenary bands at the bar, at tables, having a chat. Some people entertaining guests in their in the private rooms in the back. And Gil Vanadel, who the permanent fixture at the bar, sitting there with a rag and a glass, cleaning up.
Oh, Gil. Koenig's still downstairs, is he?
Welcome back, everyone. No, Koenig took off for the night. Why?
Feck. We were supposed to sign up for another job with him.
Well, if you want to check by, I can. You can check by his office if you like, or you can come back in the morning. He's typically here around 9 o'clock.
Do I know where his office is?
Give me a history check.
Yeah, do any of us know?
19.
I mean, some of the members of the party are aware. Sorry.
He operates out of the clock tower.
Okay. I think we'll drop by there then.
For those that a centralized, basically in the middle of the tier, both in Genties and the third tier, whose name I can't think of at the moment. There are two large, massive clock towers that serve both as a clock tower and also as airship docks. And have
Genties and Lex.
in Genties and Lex, and Koenig's office is actually in the clock tower.
All right. The Genties one, I assume.
Yes,
right?
the Genties clock tower.
Fair play then. I reckon we'll drop by there on the way back. Appreciate the tip.
Not a problem. Staying for drinks and food, or are you taking off?
I got some shopping to do, actually. So I think we'll pop off for a bit. We might be back a bit later tonight.
All right, have a good one.
So as well.
He goes back to cleaning up. Heading straight to the clock tower, or stopping by anywhere else?
I figure if we see the things that Ithram's looking for on the way, we would probably drop off.
Yeah, you're gonna pass through market areas on the way to the clock tower. So, Ithram, is there something specific you're looking for, or what?
Yes, an enduring spell book.
An enduring spell book.
Yeah.
Common magical item, I think.
Yeah. Believe so. Why did my DPI just shoot to the
Go ahead.
moon on my mouse?
Roll me a D100.
$71.
Yes. There are a couple of enduring spellbooks being the Tomestone seller in the city in Genties sells enduring spellbooks as well as tomestones. So you can actually find both.
Got about tomestones.
Tomestones are
But-
effectively the same thing. They
Are they?
just also have the encryption ability that enduring spellbooks don't have.
Ah.
They're both 50 gold. So.
Oh, okay.
A tombstone is a tablet for your spellbook.
Or a smartphone, but
Oh
it's
my god.
yeah.
it's literally the size of like a smartphone. It's just like it's a flat, smooth, rectangular brick that has a magical interface and basically operates like a smartphone but spellbook.
Okay.
If you-
Yeah,
if
I'll
I'm
get that
spelling,
then.
it's a Kindle.
If I can, yeah, if they're selling those for
Yeah,
50 gold.
50 gold.
I will.
Look in the Tyrion Armory for details on a tombstone.
I will definitely do
I like
that.
I like the idea that the enduring spellbook is the same price as the tombstone because wizards get really finicky about their old paper feel.
Oh yeah,
Mm.
That's exactly it. It's like you have people that will
You
not.
got your hipster wizards, and then you got your.
There are certain
Despite
wizards
the
that
smell
simply.
of the pages.
Yeah.
Look from
You
around
realize that's less
the
secure, right? I
paper
don't
company
care.
is.
We will eventually come back for an actual book, but this one is for function.
Yeah, you can, and then there are those that have the cutout, that have like the glued pages and the cutout of their spell book where they've put their tombstone inside it. So
Legit.
they've got the appearance of a classic spell book, but actually just use a tombstone.
So I will subtract 50 gold.
Hi, real love. Is there anything that you need to pick up while we're out?
Me? No, I'm just here because, well, not to put too fine a point on it. You're the two spellcasters wandering around the city by yourselves, and I thought, if you get attacked by somebody, you might be able to use some help.
Oh yes, no. There's any number of fantastic stories that started out with, and then two wizards went out into the city by themselves.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
I had nothing better to do, so.
Oh, appreciate the company.
Yes, happy to have you alone.
Anything else?
I am finished here, though. This is what I was
And-
looking for.
Gent is going to keep an eye out if there are any firearms manufacturers along the way.
Those are close to the Foundry District where you were, which is on the
Okay.
other side of the
Gotcha.
clock tower, basically.
Figured. Yep. Okay. No worries then.
You definitely-
Straight to the clock tower.
You definitely saw some on your way back from the job.
Okay.
There are all manner of people that craft and create various different kinds of firearms. There is there are a couple of different popular styles of like the same kind of firearms in the city at the moment. There are two camps. There's the camp that think bigger is better, and thus they have these larger brick-like guns that just like basically like you just took a block and drilled in all the pieces for the parts and then assembled it together, so you've got this big anime-style firearm. And then there are
We
other
call
people
them Lieffeldians.
and then there are others that are more
Yes,
like more almost elven in design, where it's smaller and like sort of very elegant and ornate with lots of what's the word? Lots of filigree and stuff on it. So those are the two competing firearm styles at the moment in the city.
Jeremy, the first type of firearm mostly shoots pouches and teeth.
Right? Yes.
And then
and
there's the other
our
people. There's the other people who are just like, I want a gun.
I want a gun, not a box, not a rectangle that I have to hold on to without triggers or handholds or anything.
You just sink
It's
your fingers
fine.
into it.
As long as you have extra bandoliers worth of ammo, you will be fine. Or pouches. Pouches can also be substituted.
Pouches can hold ammo.
It's true.
But
But yeah, once we get to the clock tower, just is it the sort of place where it's guarded on the outside, or is it kind of open given that it's the airship dock as well?
A little bit of both. It is.
Okay.
There are a variety of businesses that operate out of the clock tower. It's not just like one office and the airships. So it's a public venue. It's a public forum, which means there are guards around. You know that the Koenig's office also is a little bit hard to find because it's this very small door off to one side of the main entrance that just says janitor.
Okay.
Okay.
So Gent will go over and just give it a rap with his knuckles.
Come in, come in.
He'll stick his head in. He'll just crack the door open about 8 inches, shove his head in,
You shove your head into what looks like a broom closet,
Right.
in which there is nobody.
Right.
Mm.
Right, that's a bit weird. And he'll just walk inside, leaving the door open behind him for anybody else who wants to come along.
This is new. And he's Ithram looks around while he walks through.
The three of you step into this very small broom closet. There is enough room for the three of you, but it's not a lot. The door closes behind you.
Ithram just folds his hand behind him, waiting expectantly, like.
Pull the switch. There's like a little like dangling light cord in the middle of the broom closet.
Okay. Sure, give that a yank. What's the worst that could happen?
You
Roll
click.
liver.
Why would you say that?
Pull the light switch, fireball.
You click it. The light turns blue.
Pull it again.
You click it. The light turns white again.
Pull it once more.
Third time.
You click it a third time, and the back wall swivels open.
There we are. Right.
It swivels open into what is apparently the inner workings of the actual clock tower itself. There are lots of moving gears and parts, and the sound of machinery whirring and spinning around. There's also a much wider open area, and there is what seems to be living quarters. You can see a couple of other doors that lead into other rooms further, but also chairs, table, a desk that has paperwork on it, and sort of sitting at the desk with a prosthetic leg propped up on top of it, smoking a pipe, is Koenig. Welcome to my office. Please come in, have a seat.
Find a
Gent will
spot
do
to
so.
leave.
Yes.
Oh God, are you guys godfathering Ghent, where like he goes and sits down, and the two of you just kind of lean behind him?
I mean, that was kind of early. This wasn't coordinated, but
You come to me on the day of my party's mission.
Oh, we got that sewer job taken care of. Think the guards will be fairly pleased with the turnout, and we were gonna put our names down for their delivery down south as well.
Unfortunately, another Griffin company has already taken all the other jobs I had for the day. You do realize you're not the only Griffin company in the city, you know.
well,
All right, that's why we stopped by to just see if it was open. But given that it's not, understandable.
But if you're looking for something that takes you out of the city, I can probably find something for you tomorrow.
Preferably in the direction of the Mysteria, the Arcana Mysteria.
I will see what I can do. I have many contacts that need work done. I'll see if I can find something. Are you looking for something dangerous, something exotic, something mundane?
lucrative, I think is the word we're looking.
We're all wanting lucrative jobs, my friend. The question is what kind?
I believe that's the only qualification.
I think we're down for exotic, dangerous, and then mundane, roughly in that order.
Yes. Seems agreeable.
Lucrative, exotic, dangerous, and mundanities. I will have you hunting down the most mundane monsters I can find in the most exotic locales I can find that are also the most dangerous.
To be clear, that's ranked in order of importance.
Yeah, I am teasing. It's fine. Humor sometimes does not come across. It's fine.
All right. Well, if that's fine, then pop by the Forgotten Night tomorrow. See what you've scrounged up for us, then, if it's all right. Mm-hmm.
Yes, please come by the Forgotten Night in the morning. I'll have something for you.
You're the dog's bollocks, Koenig, and no mistake.
Pull the switch on your way out.
Can do. And yep, Gent will get up and exit and leave the switch pulling for whoever's in the back.
I feel like there's some danger having those 3 accents in close proximity.
little bit.
Or if you
Like-
count Koenig.
Oh, those are the 3 I was referring to, because Koenig's sort of in the between Ghent and
Yes.
uh
Mine's sort of half
It's
an
wrong.
accent, and that's generous.
Yeah,
So
but it's also very distinct. Yeah, anyways, sorry.
Pile into the closet,
Pull the switch 3 times.
pull switch.
Wall closes behind you. Front door opens.
Back home then, I suppose.
works for me.
Yes.
All right.
Excellent.
Have to unfortunately resummon Mal. But now I get the excitement of choosing what form.
It does seem to be a very common sort of occurrence for you right now.
Yes, I perhaps should have left him outside, but you know,
I should have told Koenig that we hope our next contract is out of doors. That would have probably been wiser. Oh well.
Oh well.
Underground tunnel system between here and the Arcana Mysterium.
The whole way.
The whole way.
We're gonna be underground for years. Nope.
We're investigating local cryptids. Something about giant armadillo. Go underground.
Yeah, we're so into that.
Reference here?
Long as there's somewhere I can fly, like some kind of higher ceilings, it's fine.
It's all mole tunnels.
Fuck you.
Anyway,
you just don't walk for a minute.
we shift over to Titania.
Yep.
So where
I was gonna try and
go
go
ahead.
with Titania,
Sure.
unless there was an objection.
I mean, Titania doesn't really want to come be with us right now, so yes.
Okay, so we can play this out. Carolina does seem to be following you as like finishing hair braiding and walking out of the bath.
Wow, that was
That's
fast.
just an expression. It's the,
That was so fast.
I am a professional. If I keep my hair this long, I need to know how to deal with it.
But it can't be all the way clean.
I spent as much time as you spent in baths at all cleaning my hair, Lady Titania. It is clean. It is still wet, but it is clean.
All right. Well, where are you headed off to?
I thought to accompany you. He
Eh.
can check off before you meet with family. But I thought it might be good for us to talk.
Sure. About what?
And
Begin.
sort of as we walk down. Given that you seem particularly interested in my secrets and having things, how did Ariel put it, on the table, let's put the most uncomfortable cards out first. Do you know why I work with this Griffin company, Lady Titania?
Well, we asked you, and you said yes.
Indeed.
Also, you work with Geist Koenig.
More pointedly, indeed. Do
Okay.
you know why someone who works in associations with the Geists may be assigned to your particular company?
I don't need a guard.
No, do not. You seem quite capable if eager. That is not why I'm here.
Okay, why then? Because that was my one guess. It's the only one I got.
Noble messes, royal messes can be big. Something happening around you can create issues, even in a kingdom with as many heirs as this one has, to a throne that is not going anywhere. You are still royalty.
I'm
And
aware.
in the company of others who are similar. I am here to make sure that it does not explode in ways that are unfortunate for the city, or to help manage it when it does explode.
Okay, but that's all like cleanup stuff, and I'm not dirty.
Can I roll cop sense?
Insight, yeah.
Cool.
Meanwhile, Valdeth and Scuzz are just like, man, this is a really nice, relaxing bath.
Yeah, no, Scuzz is absolutely enjoying it. Just
Floating
I'm
dog
actually proficient in insight.
dog
from my back.
paddling through the thing.
3.
Nice.
That one.
No clue.
I can't see it. Oh, yeah, fair enough. Be that as it may, you wanted to know my secrets? There are the ones you keep avoiding. Why don't you come to terms with that before you start digging around in my past?
You don't want to tell me, you don't have to. I'm just saying it might be better if you and the rest of the group.
I'm secretly a goblin named Scuzz Buckets.
Don't believe you.
Well, that was the most believable of my fake origin stories, so deal with it.
Okay. Let me know when you're ready to.
I like the
Real one.
It's the most believable.
Please stop following me.
Have a lovely day, Lady Titania.
Bye.
And yeah, I'll break off towards the house or something.
So, Titania, where are you heading?
Would I think she's probably in Bellicus in like the barracks area, or would it be more likely that she's up in at home?
Probably in Bellicus.
Probably
That's
in
where you
Bellicus?
would
Okay, I'll
assume.
start there. Yeah, because it's closer.
Okay, so yeah, it takes you a little while. Are you going to pay for any transport, or are you just walking?
If
Or are
it's
you-
just one layer,
Or are you turning into a bird and flying?
I can't fly yet. I can
Ah, fair.
swim, but I don't want to swim. I just got out of the water, and also it smells weird down here.
So yeah, how are you getting up there? You just one layer, but it is a while still to walk.
How long would it be to walk?
A couple hours.
Couple hours?
Yeah.
I'll pay. I'll do. Was it?
That's how the public transport system stays open, is the fact that it's a fucking long walk to transfer between districts.
5
What
silver,
was it,
5 silver on
5
the river, or 2 gold for an air cab.
I'll do 5 silver.
You get ferried up the river to Bellicus. Bellicus. Yeah.
That's why they put the stairs on the opposite end of the layer every time. So you pay for transport.
Congratulations, you figured it out. I built this city like you would build a city if you had a city like this and wanted people to invest in public transport.
It's an extortion racket, not public transit, but okay.
I mean, you still get transited publicly. And you can
Follow
walk.
down the poli-sci nerd.
You can walk. The walking is not withheld from you.
But
Anyway.
that is also public transit.
Yes, it is.
Also, I don't want to get all sweaty again.
So you go up the river to Bellicus. Bellicus is much more Spartan in design than the other tiers. Everything up here has a function, and that function is very visible. Like this is a barracks. This is a training area. This is a recruitment center. It's very easy to pick things out. So it's very easy thus to navigate to where the barracks would be.
Mhm.
You ask around a couple things, but eventually you manage to find your way to the barracks where Diedrich is staying, and you find your way to her room. She opens the door. Oh, hello, Titania. How are you doing?
Hey, I'm great. I just had a really quick question for you. I don't know if you're leaving soon, but I need to find someone who makes really good binders, and I figured you might know someone in the city. Can work
yeah. What
discreetly.
What kind of thing are you looking for?
I'll give a basic description of what I think will work best for Val.
She thinks about it for a second. Is maybe this is something you're looking for? And she holds up to you something that looks basically like a sports bra.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think that'll work better. She's been using something.
If you want to try it on, you
you
might be able to see if it's what you're looking for.
Sure.
So you slip this thing on, and you feel weightless and no pressure at all, as suddenly whatever size you were is reduced to basically flat.
Where is this in real life, and how can
As you are wearing a bra of holding.
Oh my goodness. Yes, perfect.
Damn
Can I
it!
get like 10 of these?
They're a little expensive, but there's a shop in. Hang on, let me find the names of all my layers again. There's a shop in Celeste that makes these. I can get you the name. Like I said, they are a bit expensive. I don't know if it's exactly what you're looking for, but.
Oh no, this is perfect.
This one, the two that I have cost, as I'm finding my tables. The two that I have cost about 500 gold for the pair. So
For a
yeah,
250
for two,
each?
yeah.
Ooh, okay.
But
I
they never
will.
wear out, so.
There.
And
All right.
she sort of pulls her armor a little bit out, reaches in and pulls her glaive out of her shirt, and they're handy.
Cool. No, that's really cool. All right. No, you've sold me. This is perfect.
Slips it back in.
How is home, by the way? Your parents.
I have not gone back. Talked to Dad,
Fair.
then went straight to the barracks because I'm waiting to get reassigned.
Where?
Don't know yet. We just know that I'm getting reassigned. That's all I know.
Okay. Well, good luck.
Thank you. The name. and she goes over to
Yes.
goes over to a desk, pulls out a piece of paper, and really quickly jots down the name of the shop and hands it to you.
All right. Perfect. Thank you. Yeah. No, I've been avoiding going home. So it's that I get it. Yeah, well, hopefully we might see you around because your dad stopped by and might be giving us a job in a couple weeks. So
I hope that works out.
I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, lovely to see you again. I give her a big hug.
She gives you a hug too.
Bye.
Right.
I'll
And
head out.
the name of the shop is Nestiran's Fineries.
Perfect. Okay. All right. And goodness. How long did that take? Is Val done with the bath yet? Question.
It took you an hour or so.
Okay. Probably. I'll don't know actually. This is a good question. No, I'll head back down. I think I'll walk.
Okay. How
Back
long?
down to the house.
How long are Valdeth and Scuzz staying in the bath?
As long as Scuzz allowed to stay in the
How long do we have it for?
That seems to be the correct question.
About,
Fair, I love it.
About 4 hours.
Then he's in that bath for 4 hours. He
Yeah.
comes out looking like a raisin.
I
Little
think-
goblin-y raisin.
Valdeth probably gets out probably like hour and a half later, but definitely spends a decent amount of time there, having basically been unable to enjoy herself in any kind of private capacity like this in a while. So
I like to think that goblin, unlike all the other races, that like the wrinkling sort of stops the hands and feet. Goblins just continue to wrinkle all over.
Valdeth, I'm an old man.
But only from the neck down.
I think it wrinkles the face too. Just.
I mean, Scuzz was all up in. He was head dunked. Look, Scuzz was getting clean.
the thing that becomes apparent as well when Valdeth starts to like get out and get dressed again is the other thing that Valdeth does that helps hide who she is the plate cape that she wears around her waist with that oversized belt is meant to hide her generous hips.
Hips for days.
Yeah.
Uh,
She's built like Holly, who John and I know. Yeah.
no Holly
Dwarf
Yeah.
girls be thick.
with 4 C's.
Oh, they see.
Many C's. Scuzz will be like, okay, look it out and dry off, and I'm ready to go home. And I guess I'm just waiting on the next mission. Do you want to come help me get my dog from my dad's house?
Sure, why not?
All right, I was supposed to do that, and then I got sad, and then I had to rocket towards you guys. But we should go get my dog.
Yeah. Give me a minute to like bind everything and get armor back on.
Would you like assistance?
I actually would appreciate that. Yes, doing this by myself is painful.
Yes. Do you want me to roll anything for that?
No, you don't have to roll anything. You can just get it done.
Scuzz is surprisingly fast and like does a very good solid knot in the back that's not too tight, but he's still like it's just like just gotta get you some.
Mhm.
I know it's what you're working with.
It let me tell you what I can get in terms of things like this back home.
Probably not much from what you have told us.
Literally nothing.
These bandages.
Yeah. And this guy just kind of looks like I have a feeling your fiance is gonna bring back information about something really cool.
Probably.
Super cool.
Probably also expensive though, knowing Titania.
All right, let's go get a dog.
Yes.
So you make your way across town to Bucket Street. Valdeth, you are introduced to Bucket Street now, the back street of a sort of a tavern row that is covered with where they throw bucket stuff.
It kind of reminds me of the Breaking Ground, if I'm being completely honest.
What's that?
It's the lowest layer of the city of Everstone. The city is built down from a cliff face, so basically every time they finish out a new layer, it's wider than the last one. And then the next layer they start digging becomes the Breaking Grounds. It's where they're mining out stone and where they tend to toss everything they don't want until it gets cleaned up.
I see. Yeah, this is where a lot of things get tossed down here.
Everstone,
But
the
it's
inverted
home.
Taram.
Yes.
And this is my house.
And yeah, they're Ma Buckets is not home, so the door is just open.
Not much to steal. So no one's. I mean, no people. So
Also-
we don't see a goblin.
Also, if somebody were to try to steal something from Ma Bucket's house, the entire street would sort of fold in on itself to kill them.
Like,
So
excuse. It's like someone tries to attack the queen bee. The rest of the bees just kind of go, no.
Okay, now I kind of want Ma Buckets to secretly be a warlock patron.
Down for it. Look, if Scuzz's mom is a magical being, that would explain why Scuzz is the way he is. Anyway,
Ma Buckets, Warlock patron, Pact of the Spoon.
no, Pact of the Great Old One. Thank you very much.
She's still just an
No.
ordinary goblin lady.
Oh,
No, patron.
patron, Great
She
Old One
also
patron.
happens
But
to be able to bestow warlock powers.
Yeah, the pact is the Pact of the Spoon.
yeah, Great Old One patron.
You get a wooden spoon.
But
it
yeah,
deals divine smite damage. Anyway, so, yeah, Scuzz will lead you inside and just be like, hey, the kennel's back in the back, so just gotta grab scum from the litter. And, I'm not taking all 20 dogs. That's silly.
the pile of dogs has grown higher since you were
That'll
last
happen.
here. There seem to have been there's about 20 more dogs than there were when you were there.
They just end up back here.
Yeah.
It happens. Yeah.
Numbers fluctuate.
It's a mass of goblin dogs. So yeah, Scuzz will whistle, very high pitched. He's like, "Okay, Scum, we're going to a new place, a new house with different dirt."
There is a strange undulation in the pile of dogs as in response to the whistle and call. And after a few moments, this undulation bulges out, and one goblin dog pops out of the pile.
The idea that this is a swarm of goblin dogs that has just formed up into one pile. On a battlefield, they were qualified as a swarm.
Mm-hmm. It's a large swarm.
And Scum approaches Scuzz.
Yes. Looks just like a rat, a very like medium-sized, skinny rat with scabs, and it's a goblin dog. Except that this one's eyes are just a little too off to the side, and he has
Am I wrong in picturing like a greyhound with no fur?
a greyhound with no fur
And rat teeth.
and rat teeth, and then
And a rat tail.
tack on top the fact that his eyes are just a little too wide set, and his jaw is just a little too short, so he has the like buck teeth effect, and his tongue is lolling out like kind of like a little bub had. So this dog is a little goofy looking.
Think a kobold, but just the head on a rat.
Okay, I've got artwork here. Okay, this makes sense.
Yeah. But goofy.
Yes, you have
Put a Disney
retrieved.
filter on it.
You have retrieved scum.
I've got the scum. We can go.
You can now play Monkey Island. Which is an old programming joke.
Head.
But with that, as you have collected your dog, and as everyone is making their way back towards the house in various different capacities, we're going to take a quick break. So if you're watching on Twitch, please feel free to stay tuned for these commercial messages. we're back. So,
Gent is breaching down through the ceiling. No, just kidding.
of whose house? Yours?
He'll find one.
There's a hole in the roof. So, is there anything anybody's doing before you get back to the house? You all, at varying different times, get back to the Steelheart's compound.
Gent will let everybody know that that first job was taken, but we should have some options tomorrow morning.
Oh.
We need to come up with a name for this place because I'm not okay with people just calling it the compound.
Well, we shouldn't name it something stupid like. Well, we shouldn't name it something stupid like Castle Mayhem.
That's a good name.
That's an adventuring school that already exists.
Is it? Oh, okay. Then we can't take that.
Cody, you're muted.
I forgot I muted both my mic and Zoom. I thought I'd only muted Zoom. Yeah, no, Ithram pipes in and he says, it is not a school. It is more of testing grounds. I have been there once.
You have? What was it like?
Short visit.
Okay.
It's more for testing skills you may have picked up if adventuring is what you do for a living. I also thought was school.
For the player's edification is basically if it has turned into basically Sen's Fortress, but with like a sign out front that says adventuring school.
Yes.
I see that our branding troubles with that party continue to this day.
Oh yeah.
That's for sure what we want this place to be, what we want it to do, what we want to call it.
And it eventually ended up being basically a series of death traps that if you survive, you can call yourself an adventurer.
Yes.
Well,
And I found Sen's Fortress is. Oh god, there are people cursing our characters the way people curse Sen.
Yep.
Cool.
Well, I found a shop, and I hand the note over to Valdeth. It's really good. They're kind of expensive, but like it was like weightless. It was great. They're 250 gold each though.
You can also store your greatsword in them.
Yes, you can. She pulled an entire glaive out of that.
That's impressive.
Am I aware of the potential consequences of having a thing on your very slashable chest that is a black hole? Or is that not in this setting?
It would take a very complicated series of guffaws for that to happen, for you to explode a bra of holding in the same way you would explode a bag of holding, because you'd have to somehow get a portable hole into it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I was more thinking so you cut the bag and now your sword is in your gut. Like, because usually when you cut
when you cut open a bag of holding, everything falls out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Do I know of that if that would apply, or
you don't know if that would apply? No.
Please read the warranty instructions. There is a serious chance that any swords you put in it there will end up in you.
I like the idea that rather than ending up in the person, they just eject out of their chest. So there's a great sword flies out at the person who cut their
swords. Yeah, I mean that would be cool.
I like that one. Yeah. Anyway, so I don't know how much we had left after silvering everything, but maybe you could go do that if we've got a couple extra days.
Not enough for one of those right now, unless we wanted to sell another bullet for that.
And you notice Gent is just sitting off to the side, kind of steepling his fingers.
I look over at Gent. You look like you're about to suggest that someone has a meeting, and that they're glad, and that you're glad we've all arrived at it.
He looks down at his fingers, kind of shrugs. How much do the two of you have between you right now?
You're really about to barter with? Okay.
I'm asking a simple mathematical question.
I've
Got
got,
You're my
30
two
gold.
You're my two best friends, and I want to help.
I've got about 70 gold on my person right now.
Fine, here's 200 more.
Here we go.
All right.
So
And you
It's-
can owe me something later, maybe. I don't know.
I can make you something. I'm a half decent smith if you need metal work done.
All right. We'll figure something out, but
Do you want
for
some
starters,
armor,
let's
maybe?
just get you into a decent position, shall we?
I appreciate that.
And
Thank
don't think too hard about my phrasing on that one. I apologize.
Listen, I don't know how Tanya feels, but you just have to ask.
I'm fine.
And Gent turns very red and walks out of the room.
Oh no.
Well done.
Am I allowed to tease him about that later?
Yes.
Of course.
Listen, there's a reason I do a lot of talking. When you grow up in a political family and have to lie about your gender, you get very good.
Well, I think it might be a little late to go to the shop. Cause it's what? We were walking around, it was late, it was afternoon. when we-
It's getting towards dinner time. In fact, you can smell dinner
Yeah.
cooking in the kitchen.
Well, I was maybe gonna go out tonight. So I don't know what anyone else's plans are. Gantz walked off again, so can't ask him. But
You hear the sound of metal clanging from the workshop.
hey, Gantz,
Yes.
do you want to go out? There's a party tonight somewhere, I'm sure.
All right.
Yay!
Please,
There we go. We've got 2 people going.
Please tell me that boy works out sexual frustration by tinkering.
I don't know. I haven't asked him.
Don't we all?
Oh my god. Titania, this is my dog.
Okay, that is
His name
very
is
interesting
Scum.
animal.
It looks like a giant rabid rat.
Yeah, it's a very what did you say his name was?
Scum.
Scum. Hi, Scum. Guess what, Scuzz?
Yes.
I can talk to animals.
Can you
Yes.
please tell Scum I love him very much.
Okay.
And that he is my best friend.
I cast speak with animals.
You can't speak with animals.
Yep. Hi.
Important.
Hello, how you doing?
Yes, your voice is not at all I expected. Hi, I'm Titania. Scuzz wanted me to tell you that he loves you very much.
That's cool and all. You think you could tell Scuzz to give me like a hot dog?
Sure. He wants a hot dog.
I can absolutely do this. Anything for you, pal.
This is the life.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
I mean, out in the field, we just got to eat what we can find. But here, I can just ask for a hot dog, and it's just great. So, oftentimes when I ask for a hot dog, they don't give me one. They just sort of give me, like, a bowl full of shit. But, that tastes good, too.
That's gross and unfortunate. I'm sorry.
Ah.
Well, we've got hot dogs here. So I think you're going to be living. Scuzz, is he staying here?
Yes.
Okay. You're going to be living here now. So.
Cool. Anybody
Wait, says who?
got a smoke?
Yes.
Says me, it's fine.
Would you take away my dog?
Gent actually comes back out into the main room. I just feel like adding pets to a household should be, discussed with everyone who lives there before an actual decision is reached.
He's hypoallergenic.
No.
Yes, it looks like he's allergic to a great many
dogs
things.
Or not.
It took Nikki a minute to try and get that wrong. It just went
Yeah,
to
it was
no.
Hydroallergenic.
Trust me, Scuzz. I actually read the zoning permits.
So
No.
Scum. What if, cause you're staying here, and it's a lot better than where you were before. If you could keep an eye out if anyone comes in the house who's not supposed to be here, because we'll probably have to leave you behind.
You want I should tear their throat out?
So proud.
Yes.
Just bite in, really take a meat out?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Anyone who's not here or the servants, I'll introduce you.
For everyone else, you're just hearing Titania barking and growling.
Yep.
And Scum barking and growling back.
Scuzz is trying so hard to see if he can mimic any of this.
Yep. Gent, don't be a spoil sport. He's going to keep guard.
How
specifically?
How specifically keep guard?
I'm telling him who everyone is, and I'm going to show him around.
Okay.
So if someone who's not supposed to be here comes, then...
So, among people who might come here and aren't the people that live here regularly is the Lord General Varnavas. Do we want a goblin dog trying to bite his throat out?
Do we not?
I need to ask you.
Highly prefer if I didn't have to deal with that.
I mean, if you want the dog dead.
Okay, so maybe I'll talk to the dog again. So maybe throats out. Maybe just make a loud noise, because we've got and this is someone you should pay attention to. Is what's our housekeeper's name again?
Cathian.
Cathian is in charge of the house. So just bark really loud and get his attention if anyone comes in, because he's supposed to handle all that.
Yeah, sure, I can do that.
Okay, so you just bark real loud.
And maybe Cathian can probably tell him who he needs to actually bite the throat out of if, you let him know that.
Yeah, yep. And then Cathian will give you I don't know, a signal. We'll have to. We'll have to.
We'll work it out. We'll work it out. I'm sure we can work it out.
Yeah. Okay. No, this is perfect. Scuzz.
Scum's like, my people will talk to your people.
Scuzz has the highest charisma score than Scuzz.
As it turns out, Titania is both of their people.
Yep. You need you to talk to yourself in a room for 30 minutes.
I can do that. No, he's gonna. Your dog is delightful.
Oh, I'm so glad.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so glad.
Also, you should probably give him that hot dog.
I will give him all the hot dogs.
All right.
That's why I work, to feed my boy.
I respect this.
Weirdly, when Scum eats the hot dogs, it looks like he's trying to smoke it like a cigar, and then just eats the rest of it.
It has it in the side of the corner side of his mouth,
and then after a few seconds, just swallows the rest of it.
Yeah, no biting, just whole thing, just
it's just in one gulp. and after a while, you don't know where it comes from, but there's a bowler hat on Scum.
Just appears.
Why do I get the impression that this is Gran Terra's version of Triumph, the insult comic dog?
Well, right.
I don't know anything about it. This is just Scuzz's best friend. He loves very much. Yep. Anyway, I've had my comic bit for the day. What do we need to do?
Parties.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I'm going to a party.
Yeah? Okay, so we can go. Oh, goodness. I think we need
I promise not to have a meltdown at this one.
Yeah, and if you feel like you want to have one, then just let us know so we can help you out when it happens.
Can do.
Okay, sweet. I think we should go to
mutual emotional distress, just like
Yes.
empathetic emotional distress.
I will attempt to help. I don't know. She's not very good at it, but she's gonna offer it.
Scuzz just
you
starts.
want to-
Scuzz just starts crying, and Tanya starts crying with Scuzz for no
Yeah.
reason.
Oh, it's that scene from Midsummer.
So I think did I see, because I walked back, did I see anything that looked like an event that looks like it might be going on down here in
I
this
mean,
district?
the annual co-positional celebration is beginning tonight.
So the festival's beginning tonight. The planar, I don't remember what it's called. It's a very long word, but the big festival. We could go to that. That'll be great.
You hear the sound of fireworks
That's
going
actually a
off in the
splendid
distance.
Would anyone like to stay here and spar with me?
I've got no intentions of going anywhere, so yeah, I can do that.
Well,
We both use a similar weapon, so this works.
it'll be interesting.
By similar, you mean
Oh.
the same.
I imagine that they are like, I understand they're mechanically the same, but probably different styles because
Oh, yeah.
Carolina almost certainly uses a Taram style greatsword, which may be very different from a
I mean, you can see
Dwarven.
the artwork for Valdeth has her greatsword
Yeah,
in
no,
it, like
no,
she's holding it
it's-
on her shoulder, like.
Yeah.
The dwarven greatswords are more like almost tombstone shape, where they sort of come out into a weird triangle at the tip, whereas Tyrian greatswords are far slimmer and more uniform in style.
The greatsword in Carolina's art is aspirational. I do not currently have that. I do
Fun.
want it.
Yeah, the great sword as well for Valdeth is built to the dwarven style, but is oversized for a dwarf because
Mhm.
that's just sort of the fighting style she started using
Yeah.
as sort of her demonstration.
All right, so Titania, myself, Scuzz, anybody else coming along?
Suppose.
There is a loud explosion just
Ariel?
outside the house.
Hold that thought.
Bloody hell.
Ithram comes down the stairs.
Yep. I'm going outside.
Valdeth goes to look, yeah.
As
Let's
you
go look.
As you step outside, a multicolored dragon of light swoops down past the house and back up into the
Ooh.
sky before it explodes further into a larger firework. As the festivities have begun and fireworks are going off.
Yes.
Well, looks
Fuck's
like things have
sake.
gotten started.
It's
I'm so
almost
excited.
like that might not be the best idea in an area with a heavy concentration of veterans, but okay.
Well,
Ow.
I think I'm going to insist that we take an air cab in order to get the best view coming in.
Yes. Well, we don't need to. Do we?
It's
We need
the festival takes place throughout the city on every layer.
Yeah.
So it's not,
Oh, okay.
it's not-
So we don't
You
have to go up to the is it quarter?
No, you don't have to go up to the. You don't have to go up to the. That's where all the biggest, weirdest shit's gonna be. But there's gonna be fireworks and things
Ooh.
all over the place.
Ooh.
Nikki, totally correct me if I'm wrong. I believe Scuzz potentially wanted to go to his family's or his block's version at some point.
I mean, we can stop by there, but it,
Okay.
I'll go
All
where
right.
you guys go. No, you're good. I was like, I mean, yeah, he will, but if that is how the night plans out, he's down for it, but he's not gonna push for it.
Fair enough.
I mean, well, it goes on for a couple days, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it goes on for a couple days. But this is when all the big displays and stuff, because you want to kick it off really, really
Oh,
well.
shit. We should go to the fucking is it college?
Yeah, I think so.
Uh,
Ithram hasn't seen it before.
This is true. I have not these. We
Air
do
cab,
not have
I
as
agree.
many Is the air cab safe with all these explosions in the air?
Sure.
But some of
Just
I
letting
knew
you
I knew
safety
that.
belt.
That's sort of what we're
DM,
going to
do I
find out, I
know?
believe.
In my
I mean,
tendency.
there have been the air cabs have like a 98% safety,
How is that relative to like the boat network?
the boats are like 99.
Mm-hmm.
So the air cabs are fairly safe. Like they're not they
Do
are.
we know if either of those spike around festival season when there's fireworks?
No,
and
they're
other-
fairly consistent. Mostly because the same people that make the fireworks are the same people that make the air cabs. So
Mhm.
So
They're pretty
presumably-
safe, and they're the same amount safe now as they are any other time of the year.
They presumably make the fireworks to not interfere with the protection field around the air cab.
most of the
Ideally,
many air cab drivers will actually take you through fireworks as they're exploding because it's a really nice visual. The most of the accidents that happen with air cabs are air cabs colliding with airships.
Hmm.
This is fair. This is fair.
Cool. All right. Well, watch out for that.
when one or more of the parties involved are not paying attention.
It's not the firework, not the firework, not the firework.
Sure is a great night for an air cab ride. This, of course, being May 6th, 1937, as the Hindenburg is coming into New Jersey.
okay, we're going that route tonight. Got it.
I go get ready.
As does Get.
5 hours later.
No, I just do it pretty quickly because this is one of those things where you want
20
to kind of
minutes.
get up there and get your good seats.
All right.
I'm taking advantage of the indoor heating stove or whatever to actually dry my hair, by the way.
Oh yeah, you've got a variety of places to
Oh
dry
my
your hair.
god! And because you braided it up before you went out, now it has like
Yeah,
a slight
yeah,
curl
because-
to it. Oh.
And then it is just wet, but it's there, and she's not tripping on it. And then she comes home and it is and dries it.
Beautiful. I love it.
Oh yeah, definitely can
I
dry
mean, I
your
used to
hair.
do that with my hair all the time.
All right, so you get ready.
Out we go, then.
So Gent, Titania, Scuzz, and Ithram are going out.
And Ariel, right?
Ariel's also
And
going.
Ariel.
Ariel's
Yes.
also going. So and Carolina and Valdeth are staying in.
Yep.
All right. So you go and get an air cab. As you're walking through the city, the festivities have already begun. There are fireworks going off all above your heads, various different kinds. Some of them animated, like the dragon that swooped by earlier. Most of them not. Most of them just regular fireworks that are going off in a variety of colors and shapes. But a couple of them you will see. Dragons seem to be particularly popular with the Izzet for firework purposes. So like you will see firework dragons spinning around, flying, doing maneuvers through the other more normal fireworks. Up in the air. On the street level, there are a lot of fire twirlers and dancers going, sort of just having spontaneously begun operating throughout the streets. People with long poles lit on fire on each end, spinning them around, juggling them through the air. People with smaller ones that they're performing various more dexterous or dexterity-oriented tricks. A couple of fire swallowers as well. Fire seems to be the big key component of this festival.
Fire.
A couple of
So
people,
wait.
a couple of innovators with the same thing but lightning instead of fire. So it's just like electricity on either end of the pole, and they're just spinning around and incorporating. There are no lightning swallowers, presumably because they don't last long.
Hey, check out my Storm Devil sticks.
You eventually get to a cab.
Oh, Jack.
Yeah, saw that.
You
I
get to
just thought I'd mention.
you get to a cab, an air cab, and same price as it always is, 2 per person, 2 gold per person. And get up, and the view is kind of even more spectacular from above because you are seeing the way they lay out the ground-based festivities as you're going up. Each tier can see the one below it very easily. and at the bottom you can sort of see the higher tiers at an angle, and each tier is putting on a show for the other tiers that can see them. So you're looking at the city from above. You sort of see these displays that can only be seen if you're looking down at a level from a different one. And as you're going higher, you can see others that are being displayed against the wall that can only be seen if you're a certain number of levels below. Like if you're on layer 7, you can't really. If you're on layer 5, you can't really see what's on layer 7. But if you're on layer 2, you can, because of just the way the angle works. So there are an intricate weaving series of displays going on each tier that are aimed both at the people living there and people at other tiers in this weird citywide festival that goes on once every year for a couple of days. As you fly up towards Nosha, where the Izzet College is, you start to see other interesting things. There are a lot of prototype technology being put on display. The Izzet College uses this as basically their finals week, where they will, in addition to having the celebration, they will also have all their graduate tinkers and artificers show off their projects. And so,
a science fair.
It's a science fair with a lot of alcohol and fireworks.
Like it's
shout out to the
I feel like it's Mardi Gras
the day after the celebration ends at 7 in the morning because of
Oh,
the time slot that
it's
was
rough.
left.
Oh, that's the worst. Or the best.
Right?
If everyone's drunk, they can't pay attention to you.
But if they're all hungover, they might not like your thing.
That's also fair. It's a hit or miss thing.
But yeah. And so as you're coming in, you're seeing prototype air cabs that are of varying different designs and qualities and shapes flying around the fairgrounds as they are effectively. You see somebody has crafted a clockwork dragon that is actively maneuvering around and sort of like leaning down and seems to be talking to people. There are a variety of different Warforged accessories that are being on display. There are a couple of different Warforged down there that are trying out different kinds of integrated weaponry that do different things. There's one that flips out an arm. You can sort of see from above, flips out an arm blade and this long sort of greatsword looking thing, and then the greatsword erupts in fire as this flame tongue arm blade kind of deal going on. All manner of magical artifice, ingenuity, and creativity is happening below you as you're coming in towards the ground.
As we start landing, those of, with the exception of Titania, probably none of you have seen Gent do this before. But he immediately turns to everybody. All right. After you drink, it's 2 glasses of water before you try anything else. We are not going to be more than 80 feet apart. If you lose sight of anyone, I want a link pearl call within 3 minutes. Are we all clear?
Seems reasonable.
1 sec.
A clockwork gargoyle flies past the air cab to punctuate the sentence. It doesn't get anywhere. It doesn't get anywhere near you, but you still function.
Want everybody to have fun, but I want everybody to be home in one piece at the end of the night or early tomorrow morning, whatever it turns out to be.
I hope I get another clone this year.
I can promise you I will be home fine by the end of the night.
Excellent. Thank you.
Nothing to worry about.
And Gent just stares straight at Titania, knowing that that's a fucking lie.
Do not let Skuzz and Titania party together. Don't let them get lost in the crowd together.
Oh, just wait.
Party
gonna-
together, fine. Go off alone together? There is not a fucking chance in hell.
So the air cab is heading towards a large platform that seems to be titled Instant VIP Platform Landing.
Okay. Sure, this might as well happen.
It lands on what looks like a giant red button. And as it lands, the button depresses. and confetti cannons just go off. One of them way louder than the others, like off to the right, and then one much louder. And a red carpet rolls out from the button, extending out towards the end of the platform. You see off towards the end of the platform a little placard attached to a pole on the ground that tells this as somebody's senior project.
Oh, that was very good.
Well, things seem to be starting off well.
And exit the air cab, and you are on the ground as this party rages on. What would you like to look at first or do first? There are a variety of food and drinks at food and beverage stalls scattered throughout the fair. There is the giant clockwork dragon that seems to be chatting with people very visibly off to one side. There are a variety of weapons and armor demonstrations going on at another side, and the vehicles are sort of scattered throughout.
Ariel, what do you think about experimental firearms?
Bit of a broad question, don't you think?
Are you interested, I think, is what I was getting at.
I'm interested in watching other people experiment with them.
Good. You can mop up my blood after.
Wonderful.
Ithram, I'll show you
I'm
where.
glad you understand me.
Yes.
There was a spot with like some of the more experimental stuff, right?
Oh yeah,
Or like displays and demonstrations.
it's all experimental.
I think. Well, I don't know where you want to start, but I think maybe over there. I want to talk to the dragon though.
I honestly
you,
have no
Scuzz?
idea, so I will follow, I guess.
Scuzz has already found food somehow, and it is in his.
Wow, you're fast.
There is
I
you got like sort of like what looks like a greenish blue patty of like a burger.
Yeah, 5 of those in his mouth all at once. Just yeah.
And as you finish chewing down on them, 5 illusory scuzzes appear around Scuzz.
Whoa.
As you have cast mirror image on yourself by eating those
I
hamburgers.
immediately look for that food.
And just like
Wait.
just starts doing just
Oh,
all of
bloody
them.
hell.
Jezebel Madrox, what have you done?
I'm
That's
sorry.
not my middle name, and you know it.
Look at
I
this
love
lady.
this festival.
I'm just
Nathaniel.
eating the food. This isn't even the worst.
Uh,
Wait
You
until
know-
the alcohol starts happening.
You
Don't
Scuzz,
drink the
what-
fireball.
You-
Sorry. Yes, Duckman. Ithram. Sorry. Yeah. What?
This, I just want to make a joke, military joke. This would technically be called Bucket Brigade.
That's good. I like it.
So yeah, you see
It's
nearby
going right
there's
over
a
my head.
there's a food stall, a food stall that is
Foot stall.
a foot stall.
Oh no.
A food
it's
stall.
here.
Oh boy.
a food stall called Illusory Burgers. It seems like somebody was experimenting with magical food, and these are apparently food that creates an illusionary double of you, a la mirror image for everyone you eat.
And someone allowed him to get 5.
Well, yeah, it's all
Oh,
experimental. Somebody came up and said, "Hey, can I have 5?" And they're like, "Let's see what happens."
There you go.
Yep.
They're not here to make money. They're here to they're here to proof their ideas.
Well, the goblin ate 5 and made 5, and he seems fine. Cool.
Have you met him?
I mean, some of them might remember him working there, but goblins are a dime in the dozen in the East College, in the test group, the test class.
So yeah, so you have found image burgers. Congratulations.
5 scuzzes and fries. What is it? 5 guys?
Yeah, 5 guys burgers and fries.
Yep.
5
Yeah.
scuzzes burgers and fries.
I couldn't make it work. I'm sorry. I'm tired.
Get, you're heading towards
happens.
the experimental weaponry.
Yep.
All right.
I'm going along that way while keeping an eye to make sure that our two troublemakers don't walk off in the same direction.
Well, now you have like a beacon of 5
Right,
scuzzes just
right.
walking.
Yeah.
It's gonna be
good
easy
news
I would
is
just
now.
like
not-
I would just like to say that I want to say that the image burgers are made by a number of chefs who were unhappy with their treatment in the main cafeteria of the Is It College and decided to leave and form their own. Never mind.
I was going to go with the imaginary burgers or whatever they are, the ones that everyone insists taste real, but I think are kind of gross.
Beyond meat.
The problem though with the mirror image thing though,
Impossible burgers.
easy to track scuzz, but if Titania wanted to sneak off with scuzz, all she has to do is duck down in the sea of scuzz.
Yeah, just wait. Don't worry.
Yeah, I'm busy keeping an eye on both
I've
of
got-
those.
Assassin's Creed
Like-
scuzz.
I've got like 4 inspiration. I've been waiting for this.
So
Scuzz is now the equivalent of the box in Metal Gear Solid.
Yeah.
Gent,
But
there
yes,
are.
Gens is headed for experimental weapons.
What kind of experimental weapons are you looking for? Or just
Pistols
any?
primarily.
Pistols. Yeah. So there are a few experimental pistols that are. There are a variety of. There's one armorer in particular that is making a type of gun that does not have any ammo cylinder, and
Weird.
each one is marked as an element. There's ice, fire, lightning, force, acid, poison, and they're all just labeled, and there are target dummies set up nearby for people to pick up and try.
Gent will grab that force one and just try
So-
seeing what that does.
You so take a look at it. There's no cylinder. There's a hammer and a trigger and everything. You notice that if you point it anywhere other than the target, it locks itself, so you can't pull the trigger. You can
Right.
only fire it if you're pointing it at the target.
That's smart. Proud of them.
You point fire, and just a blast of force erupts from the gun and hits the target, which explodes and then reforms.
Mhm.
You see another sign next to the targets, where apparently somebody has made reusable target practice dummies.
Right. Let's try ice next.
Senior project cohesion.
Hell yeah.
The ice one fires an icicle.
Nice.
And
I don't see any sense of like ammunition or loading or anything.
they just seem
literally
to fire an elemental blast. You're not certain how many rounds they have, because you can't see a chamber, or how
Right.
they reload, but they seem to just fire raw magical energy rather than ammunition.
Is anybody standing around that he could ask?
Yeah, there's a person that's sort of chatting to a couple of other people who have another gun and are sort of, handling it and talking to them about the design and things.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Excuse me, what's the sort of turnaround on these? How many shots can you get off before it needs, I don't know, a recharge or something?
Yes. And if you're curious, you see there is a placard that has them named. These are called ethereal recharge cannons. Ethereal recharge cannons, or arc guns. Yes, these weapons are designed to take in ambient ether from the surroundings and form them into projectiles, so they don't actually ever run out of ammunition. The only thing that really affects the quality of their offense is the quality of the aether in the area that you're around. So if you're in a more aether-starved area, they just won't work, but tonight, especially with all of the magic in the air that's going on from the fireworks and things, they are particularly potent.
Fantastic. Where can one acquire these?
They're not on the market yet. This is a sort of a testing, audience gauging interest thing. But we have had a couple of people interested in buying manufacturing rights for these come by. So probably around end of the school year, we'll be setting up a deal for the plans to go out to one of the manufactorums in the city.
Fascinating. Exactly how experimental are you feeling this evening? I have an idea.
Well, we're always interested in people's ideas for trying out our equipment. What do you have in mind?
I can infuse my weapon with a level of temporary magical effect. Could I try it on one of these?
I don't see why not. So long as is this a thing that you can do quickly, or is it something that takes time?
Minute or two.
Sure. Let me get you a separate test a gun that you can try it out on, just in case something goes wrong. We don't know how magic's interacting is always weird, but if it's something that works, it might be something we might incorporate into future designs. And the individual will go behind this sort of booth set up and fiddle with a box of stuff for a minute before coming back out with one that is unmarked entirely.
Okay.
And just brings it out and sort of hands it to you. Won't fire unless you're pointing at a target, but
all right.
Feel free to do that.
And yeah, he'll take a minute and rescribe Ray of Sickness onto this one. And he wants to see if that would carry along with it.
All right. You inscribe. You draw on fire. Go ahead and cast your spell.
Okay. 9.
So this, what turns out to be a burst of lightning, erupts from the gun, but the lightning is green, like sort of greenish purple, rather than its normal bluish yellow coloring. And it strikes the ground next to the target, not the target exactly, but also nowhere near anybody else.
Well, that's good.
But you get a feeling that something happened with your spell.
Okay.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yes, well, seems that the magics at least interface somewhat.
It looks like your ether is not overriding so much as modifying the ether of whatever's coming out of the gun. So that's interesting. What style of magic is that?
Well, it's... And Gent will go into whatever the most technical description he can provide of what he does.
Yeah.
Arcane inscription, primarily. Yeah.
Right. Arcane infusion from a runic base that modifies the projectile on mine. And he'll sort of pull his coat back a little bit to show the pair of pistols that he usually carries.
It seems like with these, with the aether that this gun is taking in, it seems to incorporate the aether of your inscription into the firing mechanism, which means that you actually would be able to get that additional effect on any of our guns if you were to use them in combat.
Fascinating.
It is.
Well, I'll certainly be hanging on to your information and looking for these in the future.
Hand you a card that has the information about it.
Yoink. And then go look for something more dangerous.
Meanwhile, Titania, Scuzz, and Ithram.
Party group.
Yeah. Going toward that dragon. If that passes us by, some of the like weirder experiment stuff going on, or if Ithram seems like taken by animals, I'll like encourage that. I don't know what we're passing by as we walk toward the dragon.
There is a drink stall on your way called the Blue People Group.
Ooh.
Where they're selling a series of blue drinks, and there are a series of people that are painted blue at the booth.
Well, I think we deserve some drinks. We'll buy a round for the group. Or
Some of them are Vidalcan. Some of them seem to be in Vidalcan cosplay. It's an interesting look.
No. That's
College students.
I'm going to separate my real world feelings about that from this.
Yeah, please do right now.
I'm doing that. Holy shit.
Also, random aside, elves can also have blue skin according to the core book.
They can.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
There are many people that have blue skin.
I get a round for everyone, whatever this is.
All right. When you take a drink, a clone of you appears next to you, but it is entirely blue.
Ooh.
Oh,
Give
this
me.
is disturbing.
And you suddenly realize these aren't people colored blue. It's an effect of the potion. All the people working at the stall are clones.
Oh. Is it like an illusion?
Okay.
No, it's a physical person that has been generated, but for whatever reason, the drink makes their skin blue.
I try and say hello to mine.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi. Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Oh my goodness.
I could do a lot of things with this.
I know,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
Wait.
How far can you get away from me? like,
I mean, I can get as far away as I guess I could.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
This is wonderful.
Yeah. After
Okay.
What personality does this clone
Let's
actually have?
Go. I wanted to see the sights, so we're heading that way.
Cool.
Lee?
As
will
as
leak
as cloned Tanya says, cool. They melt.
Oh.
It seems like these clones don't have a very long shelf life.
Can I have another one? I grab another drink and don't drink it yet.
The person at the booth melts and another one steps up. Sorry, yeah, no, there's a stability issue.
Yeah. We're
trying to work it out.
Wonderful though. It's very cool. Thank you. I will hold my drink and continue heading that way toward the
Is there a blue scuzz with 5 other illusory blue scuzzes around it right now?
Oh goodness, yeah, did they all multiply?
You're muted,
Wait.
Nikki.
Yeah. Sorry. Wait. I have a very important question then, GM. Does the blue clone get 5 illusionary?
Yeah.
Blue clone. So there's 10 scuzzes, 5 of which are blue.
Yes.
Arrow's like, I'm gonna have to start shooting some of them.
So basically, what I'm gathering
Right,
is
just to
every
narrow it
booth
down a
that
bit.
they go to along the way, Scuzz finds a way that they multiply.
Yes.
Yes.
To be fair, the odds are fairly low. I hit the actual one at this point.
It's true. You could consider it almost a public service.
I mean, there are 5 that are blue, so you could definitely, unless I'm really blue, I'm not. I'm actually quite happy.
You've got like a band, Scuzz.
I need like 3 more members, and then I'll have a ska band.
And then
Alright.
the illusory and then the clone scuzz melts.
Oh.
Yeah, the whole time that Ithram's
I
clone
feel
was up, he
relieved.
was just staring at it uncomfortably, like waiting for it to say something, and he wasn't going to say anything.
It
And then as soon as it melts, he goes, "Okay, that was good."
particularly interesting because you're red, so you have red
Yeah.
Ithram and blue Ithram.
Do you
That's
take the
great.
red Ithram or the blue Ithram?
The only person at the booth that seems natively blue are the Vidalcan. The others are all clones that keep melting, and then a new one comes in, and then melting, and then a new one comes in. You don't see the original. Presumably, they're working in the back producing this stuff and just sending out
Just
more as they go.
chugging- Oh my god, that poor guy.
I love it.
They're just in the back chugging all the Mountain Dew.
Oh, that's what it is. It's
I
just
also
Mountain Dew.
like the implication that the Vidalcan tested it themselves and were like, yes, this seems to work perfectly.
Exactly.
Right.
Oh my
And then a
God.
human had it. It was like, wait a minute.
Hold on.
So you
Yeah.
pass. I'm glad I could pull the rug out from underneath you with that one.
That's good.
Ah. So you eventually get to the Clockwork Dragon.
Yes.
This massive looking thing, which is sort of head down close to the ground, just having conversations. As you come up, turns its head towards you. Hello there, and welcome to the exhibit.
Hello.
That's what I call myself, the exhibit.
I love your songs.
That's very good. Oh, God. Where's the exhibit?
It's right there.
I'm right here.
That's what I was looking for.
What? So what do you do?
At the moment, I am simply a proof of size of construct. I believe I am the largest clockwork construct ever to be produced from the Izzet College, and
Do
the most intelligent, at least as far as I've been informed.
do you shoot fire or gas or ice? At
I
things
have
like a real-
I have a variety of different breath weapons that I can cycle through. In fact, thanks to my creator having imbued several different sacks of breath weapon mechanics inside me.
Cool.
And he sort of sticks his neck out a little bit, and you can see a series of almost like a revolver mechanic in the throat that spin clicks, spin clicks, spin clicks, as a sort of a demonstration.
Cool. Can you can you show it? Show it?
Rears its head back and just breathes out into the air this gout of flame, and then you see that thing spin and click, and without stopping, the flame turns into frost
Cool.
before it stops and lowers the head back down to look.
Very, very cool.
That thing must be prohibitively expensive.
Hey, Scuzz.
Yes. All 5 of us look at you. Yes.
I want to keep looking around, but everyone keeps following me around like they're afraid I'm going to explode or something. And it's driving me slowly nuts. I'm talking quite quietly. Can you take... I want you to have the drink. I hand you the glass of blue.
Also, for what's worth, on the chest plate of the dragon is its name, Elianth.
No, his
All
name
right.
is Exhibit now.
And
Which
I
you imagine
cast...
is probably a homage to Elian Arathis.
And I cast Charm Person on Scuzz. You have to make a wisdom save.
He fails.
Okay. I figured.
Willingly
Sorry.
fails.
Please drink that.
You didn't have
just
to
want-
cast a spell to do that. You could just ask.
Okay. Yeah. Tanya wouldn't know.
Yeah.
Please just drink that. I'm not gonna do anything stupid. I just want space.
Okay, and what do you want me to do after I drink it?
Just keep moving around. They'll probably try and follow me.
Do you want me
And
to
I don't
cause a
want them to.
distraction?
Not right yet.
Do you want me to cause a little distraction?
Yes. You got me.
Scuzz drinks it.
There are now
There
10 scuzzes.
There are now
Yep.
10 scuzzes. And those 10 scuzzes get into a line and start improvising a ska band using
Yes.
using their beatboxing ability, which Scuzz does not have. He's very bad, but he's trying. He's trying to do all the instruments with his mouth.
When you said
In a
get in the
line.
line, I just figured it was going to be a conga line of skulls.
Yeah, that's what I was.
The problem is that the
Nah.
mirror images don't operate like that, so it's just 2 scuzzes with a bunch of scuzzes phasing in and out of them.
It's weird looking.
And all of the scuzzes are doing the motions of making noise, but only 2 of them are making noise. So
This is the worst ska band ever.
And I
This is
try
a
and
blah
sneak
band.
away.
Sure. Give me a performance check, Scuzz, and a
Okay.
stealth check to Tanya.
All right, I am
Alright.
gonna use my inspiration to get advantage.
Are we contesting this with anything?
Yeah, you guys can give me perception or insight.
You said performance, correct?
Yes.
Excellent. Oh my god!
Beautiful.
That's a
Wow.
natural 20 with a
Wow.
-3.
Alright.
17, but still. Holy
I don't remember
shit.
how to do advantage.
Still, so it
Oh.
sounds like there's 10 scuzzes.
One scuzz can make the sound
Alright.
of 10 scuzzes.
It's a function of the
12.
wide.
It's not great.
Gent,
It's a
Gent-
function of the
Gent
wide
is-
mouth, so each tooth is whistling. It's just
Gent is using his only inspiration for advantage on this because I am not losing Valdeth's girlfriend. Jesus Christ. 17.
so Ariel, you are weirdly impressed with the effort Scuzz is going through to make a band sound. It's not good, but it's a lot.
Right. It's uncomfortable enough that I look away.
Kent,
and
how,
try and consider going somewhere else before I'm like, oh yes, I need to keep my eye on shit.
Kent, you would have missed Titania, except that in sneaking away, Titania walks past Scuzz, so through your line of sight.
Right. And where is she going?
Probably
Glad to be of service.
to where?
Where you going? What you looking for?
I'm looking for something that's more of a party, or this is like the main like festival part of it, but I'm sure there's like stuff on the outskirts that's different. Probably something along
What kind of
that
party?
kind of line. Yeah.
It brings us back to the age-old question of what kind of party.
Yes. Not an is it party. I don't want weird magic stuff. I want an old fashioned like.
So the biggest issue you're running into as you're sort of exploring around is that the Izzet have basically taken over the city with this festival. It's pretty much nothing but Izzet party.
Okay. I'm trying then
Is it
probably
party time? Yes, it is.
to get up into a different layer because it's not here on this level. It's going to be like this all over.
Yeah, it's gonna be all over.
Yeah.
The only
but
layer,
we're up
the only layer that it's not gonna be like this is the first two.
Yeah. I'm trying to get up into Cybus. 4th layer.
Okay.
So I'm probably heading for because I don't know how long. Probably heading for a air cab.
Yep. So
honestly.
again, you watch Titania heading towards an air cab pickup.
Damn it. All right.
What?
She's headed for the cabs. She wants space, but are you all right with these two?
Yeah, fine, go.
And Gent is just heading straight to try and catch Titania.
Remember, you've got that hold person bullet.
Yes, I do. Valid, but I think that shooting a member of the royal family in the middle of a public festival would be probably a terrible way to do this, but last resorts never know.
Graze. Just a graze. Like,
Fair. This is all on Link Pearl as
Yeah,
Gent is threading
legit.
through a crowd.
So Ithram, you looking at anything interesting?
Yeah, no, he was actually looking as Titania was looking or talking to the dragon. He was looking over any inscriptions or anything that's in the construct work. He's just trying to inspect all the magic bits that he can he can. He's pretty enraptured with it.
Oh,
Seems
yeah.
how it seems to be a pretty significant
It is
construction.
like you would put this on the level of like siege engine, but like sentient siege engine somebody has made. And it seems
Never ends well.
to function like a dragon. Like this, it is highly intelligent. It has a variety of breath weapons at its disposal, and probably extremely powerful and dangerous. You don't see how it's being controlled, if it's being controlled. Somebody may have just made a sentient dragon, clockwork dragon, and put no shutoff valve whatsoever in it.
That's how you get sentient robot dragon uprisings.
It's not an uprising if they're already at the top of the food chain.
Exactly.
Or the Warforged go like, no, we don't do that. Don't do that.
It's like
We have a union. There's some rules here, man.
I mean, I feel like it's less of a union and more of like a human rights lobby, but
Fair.
But yeah, so it's very impressive, and you're studying it. It's very well put together. This looks like it was probably the project of several artificers working together, not just one person.
There's a Jurassic Park gif in my head right now.
see, I was thinking of Dingo Doodle's D&D stories.
But Titania, as you get towards where the air cab loading area is and have to wait because there's a line, Gent appears at your shoulder.
I'm not going to tell you no.
I'm just going up to the Druid's Forest. It's fine.
Insight. Oh, that's not an advantage. 9.
9. That's a 5. Because you know her. I mean, she's she's been out of sorts slightly for a little while, and this seems to be connected to that. It's probably not. It doesn't seem like imminent nonsense that she's up to, but like she just
Titania, do you need to blow off some steam? Is that what tonight's about?
Yes.
A steam whistle goes off.
All right, so in the hopefully horrifically unlikely event that you don't show up tomorrow morning, where do we need to start looking?
Druid Circle.
Really?
Yes.
All right.
Ish. Yeah.
Ish. All right. Well, and is there anybody that we should talk to up there first? Just a name.
Hang on. Let me look at my notes. Steph. She's a fearbulg. We hang out sometimes.
All right.
You could come
Have
with,
fun.
you know.
Be safe. There's a blink. And then he shoves the link pearl in his ear. Ariel, I'm going to be taking a little bit of a side field trip, but everybody's all right.
Sorry,
We'll see you in the morning.
I missed what you just said to him. What was that?
You could come with, you know.
Okay.
Don't think I'm not going to forget. Don't think I'm going to forget that you're leaving me with.
They both owe me. I'll owe you, and I'm sure this circle jerk will
Very
manage to
well.
close itself sometime.
Have fun, I suppose. Whatever you're doing.
We'll
She's
see.
kind of uptight. To get.
Don't judge me.
I mean, she's cute, but it's kind of uptight. It's adorable.
So we're taking this air cab, are we?
Yes. I'll get on the air cab.
2 more gold each gets you up to
Yep.
the next level.
Cool. And we're off.
Carolina and Valdeth.
Yep.
What you up to?
Sword.
Yeah, sword sparring
Ting,
with
Yeah.
great swords.
Ting, ting, ting.
After a bit of just normal sparring, Carolina will say, okay, I probably need your permission if we're going to do this, but question.
Mm.
I know why things are happening when I get angry, but I don't necessarily know what those things are.
All right.
I think it would be better to test them in a controlled environment than have another flump incident.
Probably wise.
I can't get angry enough at the training dummy.
Fair enough.
We doing this? Or
Well, for starters, we're going to have to, and then she just pommel cracks you in the jaw.
oh fuck you, Rage.
Yes.
Amazing.
It's less aggressive than okay. I don't know what that one is.
Valdeth is a politician, noble samurai. She knows how to
Valdeth,
piss people off.
Valdeth, make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh Jesus.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Fine, there's a med kit in the house, I
16.
think.
What would the do you know what the DC for that would be? It would be based on your cons. So
It is based on my constitution, which is a con of 5.
so it'd be 15. Okay, so that'd be that's a
Yes.
at the moment that's a successful save. Okay, so you manage to you crack Carolina in the face. And then there is just this eruption of light from Carolina's chest that almost blinds you, but you manage to squint your eyes and put up and throw up an arm and resist it.
All right, that's an interesting one.
That is new. Yeah. And going back to sparring, but now I'm raging. I don't think this one has a continuous effect.
Nope, that's all it does.
Cool.
Well, every time that we've seen it thus far, it seems to originate from your tattoos.
Yeah, I mean, that or my stomach. One of the two.
Did you eat something magic at one point?
Something is understating it. I ate a lot of things that were very magic.
That's impressive.
You've seen me eat plates before. I'm not sure why you're surprised.
And not the volume, but what caused you to continue eating the magic things? What were they particularly tasty?
No, probably not. I was angry, and you know how Titania tries to get blackout drunk all the time, or whatever those drugs do?
You eat your anger away.
Yes.
Interesting.
I destructively eat the things that I am angry at.
Hmm.
Not people, but things.
Get that clarification out there.
I guess most of those things aren't food.
It's hard to be angry at food unless it's people, which again, not people. I don't think. I'm pretty sure.
You've got an impressive figure for someone who literally eats their problems.
That is why I work out all the time.
That's fair.
You have the shirt that says "I work out so I can eat."
Yep.
Carolina is probably in reality much curvier than the artwork depicts, but it is like the person whose muscle tone is you work out constantly and it's probably not healthy levels of muscle tone.
Brigitte.
I mean, I'm not going to judge whether or not Brig's character is healthy because that is a cairn of internet worms.
I don't know. I don't think she's unhealthy, but I was just
Ellen!
like, I think that's probably the shape Carolina is closer to being in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
I like exercise because I love eating.
tall,
Sure.
but yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that part. Yes.
By this point, your rage is probably worn off. If you want to try another one.
Mhm. Are you gonna let me have an extra rage today?
If you use that was the last one you
I
had.
have burned all of mine. Remember, there were flumps.
That's right. There were.
And there was also something else, teleporting.
Yes, that's right. So you have
Yeah.
flumped, you have teleported, you have blinded rays, you have had an aura, you have
I've turned blue.
Yeah, you've turned blue.
You've also
And you've also had a you also had
your weapon.
You had a shadow sword.
Yep.
You've gone through most of the effects,
Mm-hmm.
just not all of them yet.
Yeah.
We haven't seen one come back around twice, have we?
No, you've not
Yeah,
seen.
I don't know if it's going to or not.
Well, it doesn't seem to be any particular pattern of effect. It definitely seems to just be something strange happens.
Yep.
We'll find out if it can do any of these things more than once, eventually.
Well, as long as I'm not in an enclosed space, there's no one nearby, and no one's directly in front of me who's an ally. It seems like it's probably fine sometimes.
Thus far, the only one that's been dangerous to us as a group was the flumps, but that's mostly because they looked like they were trying to go somewhere and there was nowhere to go.
Yeah.
So that one was just
the
particularly...
radiant laser would probably also have hurt, but you dodged it, so we don't know.
I suspect that one's probably only more of a threat for the person you're actively trying to hit at the time.
Probably. That seems like a decent guess. I say, looking at our garden's far wall that I believe has a scorch mark on it because we don't have a 60-foot garden.
Yeah. You look behind you and you just sort of see this. It's not very obvious because it's the fence is made of metal. But there is certainly a bit of a round scorch mark directly behind you on the fence.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the person you're trying to kill right now, because I don't see that burn anywhere else.
Yeah, I'll figure it out.
So, generally speaking, I think that was just particularly bad luck in an enclosed space.
Hopefully. I figured I could handle this, and then everything exploded.
Well, I'd say when your temper gets out of control, you're rolling the dice a bit. But I'd say that it's probably still worthwhile in the end.
Yeah.
Especially because most of these seem rather potent, not to mention just the sheer... You hit hard when you're angry.
Mm-hmm. That's what I do.
But yes, if there's anything else you want to test, otherwise I'm down for more sparring regularly.
I think I'm probably just gonna spar. Or I don't have any more rolls of that dice today.
Worth picking up. You probably will pick up as it goes that Valdeth has sort of two stages to her combat. There's the standard in the middle of just the fight, which is the very dwarven, very sweeping style. But when she starts to get serious, which is to say when she engages fighting spirit, she starts to basically fling herself with the oversized greatsword, sort of using the sword as a momentum to fling herself over it, and sort of takes on a much more acrobatic fighting style when she engages her more serious mode.
Cool.
So, with great sword sparring happening in the backyard of the Steelheart's compound, with 5 blue scuzzes melting away,
Aw.
Ithram talking to a clockwork dragon, Ariel keeping an eye on Skuz and Ithram, and Titania and Gent flying up into the air through some fireworks as they head towards the next layer of Taram. That's where we're going to end for this week. Say goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Good.